Shot short. Rebound tipped and taken by James. Here comes James in the open floor. James grab from behind. Count it. Goaltend and one.
Welcome to episode 4 of the And One podcast. Today, me and Alex discuss Kendrick Lamar and 5 segments about relationships. We hope you guys enjoy today's episode. Leave a like and subscribe to the podcast. So, Alex, with the new album released this weekend, the Kendrick Lamar album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I was wondering how you would rank that album with Drake's new album, Kendrick Lamar's, obviously, Kanye, and Future's album.
Yeah, so, I got the chance to listen to the whole thing yesterday, and honestly, I was kind of expecting more. It's still a good album, but for a long, as long as we wait, I really was expecting a little bit more. But right now, I would definitely have CLB number 1 for me. Number 2, I would have to go Donda. Number 3, I would go Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And then number 4, I'd go I Never Liked You by Future. But I think the thing with Kendrick Lamar's album, I feel like it's one of those albums that as time goes on, the more listens you get of it, it gets better. Well, hopefully it's one of those. But what about you? Like, how would you rank the 4?
If I were to rank the albums, I would go Donda, the best one. Number 2, I would go Future's album, I Never Liked You. Third, I'd probably go right now, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and I would put CLB at 4th. So with Kendrick Lamar's new album, he's starting a new tour, and he's opening the tour in Oklahoma City on July 19th. I was wondering what you think about that and what it means for Oklahoma City, and are you excited about that?
Yeah, dude, I'm super excited because, dude, I seriously can't remember the last time like a superstar opened their tour in Oklahoma. Like that just never happens, especially like how highly anticipated his album was, and he's opening his tour in Oklahoma. I definitely want to go, and like I just feel like it's gonna be like one of those like once in a lifetime experiences,
Right. And I think I found yeah, I'm really excited for it too. I'm trying to buy tickets. Apparently you can now. I was on like a different website, but I think I saw a friend but I think they cost a lot. Like to just get like the high seats, it's like 150.
How much are
To,
floor tickets?
I actually didn't look. I didn't see that part, but like I think you can get them now. But I think just for Ticketmaster, like they just like have the sales going up on Thursday morning because it's like I guess it's like the better deals will be there. I don't know how it works, but that's what I have right now. I might look at the tickets later, but I'm pretty excited about the tour. I think it's really good for Oklahoma City, and I'm just really hyped for that. So I think I'll be great. Um, I wonder if it's going to be like I was thinking it might be like a theater style, not theater, but like I used to me like I was saying like the album has like a kind of a theater atmosphere to it, but like I don't think it'll be set up that way. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see how like
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar how he like I guess handles the tour and his stage presence. So with that being said, what would you rate Kendrick Lamar's new album?
So out of 10, I've only listened to the whole thing one time, but out of 10, I'd probably give it a right now probably about a 7.7, just because
Okay.
there's a few songs on there that I don't really care for. It's a skip if I hear it again, honestly. And then there's that
Yeah.
song We Cry Together, and I think that's one of the worst songs ever made by Kendrick Lamar. uh but maybe after a second go and a third go, maybe it'll boost it, or maybe it'll go down. I don't know.
So for me, I probably give it a 7. I think there's a lot of good songs on there. Not really a lot of like huge hits or anything, but I think it's a pretty solid album. It tells a good story, and there's some like good emotional moments on there. I like Kendrick Lamar, like on some of the songs, like more revealing about what he's been going through. So I
So
think it was,
So
yeah.
if you rate that a 7, I'm curious to hear what you rate CLB Donda
Mm,
out of 10. And I Never Liked You. So for me, like CLB is like an 8.8, Donda's like an 8.5. And then like I said about you already heard my Mr. Morale one, and then I Never Liked You is honestly probably like a 7 for me. So a 7 for me is I Never Liked You, and you said I Never Liked You is like the second best
Yeah.
album out of the 4 for you. So I'm curious to hear your ratings.
So I don't want to do like okay, I think I would put Donda like I give it an 8. I think for Kendrick Lamar's album I give it a 7. For Kendrick for Future's album I give it like a solid 6. And for CLB I would give it like a I'd probably give it like a 4. So that's how I'd rank the 4 albums.
See, that makes no sense though. How can you give Kendrick Lamar's album a higher rating, but you like I Never Liked You more?
Well, I mean, like for me, it's like I like Kendrick Lamar's. Like I think it's more daring. It takes more risks, and like I appreciate it on a more artistic level. But I think as an album, it tells a more compelling, a better story. It's just it's not like there's not as many hits on it. Whereas like Future's album, it doesn't really take any real risks. He just kind of stays in the ballpark, like what he does well, which isn't bad. I just think that like to me, I just found Kendrick Lamar's like as an album more compelling, but but Future's album had more hits on it. But it did just come out, so I'm just kind of like I'm waiting. I think it could grow on me. I don't know. I just look at albums more as like the whole story and the plot line as a whole. And I think just like Kendrick Lamar's album tells a better story. It's just that Future's album has more hits and more enjoyable hits on it. So that's
So
kind of
what?
why I rank them like that.
So you gave CLB a 4?
Yeah, you know, no, I give it a 5. I give it a 5. It's average. It's not great or terrible. I'd say it's like average. Because like I thought it was. I used to give it like a 3 or 4, but I'd say it's like a 5 in my opinion. That's just me though. So next topic I want to talk about is: do you think Roddy Ricch is done, or is his career going off the rails, or is it over? Because I feel like ever since like the box, he hasn't really had like a huge hit to come out. Like he hasn't really had like his albums have been kind of like they haven't really had the best reception. And I don't know, I just really haven't enjoyed him since then. So like, do you think he's done, or do you think he has like the chance to come back in a big way in hip hop?
I don't think he's done. But I think his peak is over. Like I don't think he's gonna be on the top anymore. Like it's on the box. Like ever since then,
Yeah,
I don't think he's ever gonna see that
no,
height again. But I still think he has the opportunity to make some music. His last album is completely flopped, but if he releases another album or an EP and it's just complete trash, it's over for him. But his career's not done.
yeah, I agree with that. So the next segment, I just want to start today. We're just a thing where we ask quick questions and give a response to each one. So the first segment for the day is things that may make a relationship end. So, is the relationship over if you can never agree on your problems?
Yeah, no question. If you can't agree with your problems, or if you can't agree on your problems, then that's just gonna make a real toxic situation. What do you think?
Um, I think it depends on like how the relationship is. So like, I mean, if you're just in a relationship because of like a financial reason or something, I'm talking about like both sides. So like, say like you're like Jeff Bezos, right, and your wife is also rich, right? Well, it's like you both have problems and you can't come to terms with them, or Tom Brady and his wife. Well, I think that like if you accept to each other, like you know each other's problems, but you can't solve them, but like you're aware of them, and you like, I think if you're just super aware and like, well, not, I don't think you can. I think the relationship's over. You can't agree on your problems because I think at that point, like you're just trying to like not step on each other's toes. I think it just builds up over time. So no, I don't think that. My opinion, I don't think like you can have a relationship like last if you can't agree on issues in it. So the next thing I want to talk about is a relationship over if you never open up to each other anymore?
That's a tough one, man. Well, if you're not opening up to your girlfriend, then you're probably keeping stuff from her,
Right.
either rightfully so or just bad intentions. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it depends. If you're if you're never opening up to her because you just always you don't want to like bring emotional distress to her, then I don't think the relationship's over. But if you're not opening up to her because you're trying to avoid like conflict or something or confrontation, then I think the relationship's heading in a bad direction.
All right. Um, See, it's kind of a like tricky topic because I feel like sometimes like if you open up to like your partner about certain things, like it can like cause more problems. Like I feel like
Yeah,
sometimes it's like I think if like a guy, well, I think we kind of actually, well, we talk about this later, but like I think if like a guy cries, like they might seem weaker to like
yeah,
their partner because like I know like a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, that's not true, but like I don't know, my mom, my sisters, basically everyone on a podcast is like when they see like a guy cry, it's all I don't know if you've heard it, but like I've seen like a lot of women like say like in their opinion like they don't really respect the man as much when they see him crying. I guess like
it's
would
so
you?
messed up, but yeah,
It is,
I know what
but
you mean. I
I
know
mean
what
that's
you
what I've
mean.
heard though. Like it's just like you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
like that's why like you never see NFL or NBA players cry because like they want to be respected, right? They don't want to be seen like in that state. So like I think there's certain things you need to open up about, but I think other things you could honestly just solve through therapy. I mean I don't feel like the thing is, I think my opinion is like you're never going to find someone who's going to be like just completely perfect for you. Some things you need to find, you got to fix yourself. So I don't think everything. I think you can have a relationship work if you're not completely open. You just need
I
to be
agree.
open about the things that make the relationship work and make it last, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So, is the relationship over if you both find other people attractive?
Ooh, so this is a hot take. I don't think it's over because you gotta think of it this way. There's always going to be someone that's better looking than you or
Yep.
or your significant others. So like I feel like it's kind of like human nature. It kind of sounds bad, like I said, it's a hot take, but like, dude, think of it this way: tons of girls in relationships, they like what's that band One Direction? Who's the lead singer? Harry Styles, dude. Tons
Yeah.
of girls in relationships love that man because he's good looking,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
they're not gonna drop their boyfriend, or their boyfriend's not gonna get insecure and just like break up with them because they have a celebrity crush on Harry Styles. And it works for guys too. I mean, guys are obsessed with Ariana Grande or Zendaya, right? But
Hmm.
I don't see girls breaking up with their boyfriend. No, there's not. Some of them get kind of toxic about it, but I don't think the relationship's over if you find other people attractive. I just feel like that's kind of human nature.
I see. I agree. I don't think it's like I mean, yeah, because like doesn't matter. Like you could be married to like freaking like I don't know what's her name. Like there's that one like I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like Madonna, she used to be the most attractive person, but she's like 70. She doesn't look the same as she does now. There's always
Yeah,
gonna be more attractive people. So it's nothing wrong with finding other people attractive. It's just if you act on those emotions or those feelings.
exactly what you said. That's a good point.
And honestly, like I think it's kind of healthy. Like I wouldn't say healthy, but like I think it's healthy to like recognize other people, but not like it you can't just be locked to like. Actually, never mind. That's a bad way to say it. But like, you're always gonna find other people attractive. It's just like do you
Yeah, it's
act on
human
those
nature.
emotions? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's human nature, right? So another topic we want to talk about is the relationship over if every flaw of theirs becomes annoying?
So I feel like that's common sense. Like, yeah, like if they're doing something that affects you or bothers you, even if you like keep telling them about it and they just keep on doing it, and it's becoming annoying, then dude, like that's just gonna piss you off, and that's gonna make you want to leave the relationship. So yeah, I don't know if that sounds petty or whatever, but I think the relationship's over if like every single flaw like just becomes annoying. I do like you can only handle so much, like why would you want to throw on more stress onto someone in a relationship? What about you?
I agree. But I also think it goes deeper. I think it's like when you're in a relationship, like the other person should build you up, not tear you down or make your life worse. So like if you're with a person that just like constantly takes away from you, your energy, your drive, you shouldn't be with them. I mean, like that's not a positive relationship. That's just like one that drags you down. Because the reason a lot of people, I mean, we hear all the time, but it's true. Like the people you hang around with, like they're the people that determine your energy or like determine like the way you think and act. So if you're someone that like tears you down or makes you feel like crap, then you shouldn't be with them, even if they're like a good person. It's just like if you don't vibe with the person on the same wavelength, then why should you like be with each other? It's not even like a hate thing. It's just like if you're not feeling it, you should just stop pursuing it. So I
Very well
agree with
said.
you on that.
Yeah.
So um Is relationship over if you catch your girlfriend cheating?
Yeah, like I have a few friends who I guess they condone it because they've got cheated on, but they give their girlfriend a second chance. But like, dude, like if you're cheating, like why would I give you another chance? You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about that?
Here's the thing. Like,
No
honestly,
shot.
no. Listen, here's the thing. It's like I feel like the thing is like sometimes there's good reasons to cheat on people. Like that sounds really bad, but like, dude, like sometimes like I mean, like a guy cheats on a girl sometimes because they're just not being good. A girlfriend might cheat on a guy because he's being an abusive prick. So it's like, I mean, look, if there's like a legitimate reason for it, yeah, I mean, like, look, I'm just like the relationship, like, here's my thinking about it. It's kind of like cheating. I feel like sometimes like the only way to really get anything to happen because it's like you'll be in this stagnant relationship or
Oh,
like nothing. No, like okay, in Breaking Bad, right? Like nothing in the relationship happens. Like Walter and Skylar are just together for like 3 seasons, and like it just keeps building up. It's not until like Skylar cheats on Walter that like anything really of nature happens. A dynamic changes. That's when Walter's like, okay, you really don't screw with me. You don't love me. I get that. So then they just change their relationship to a more business relationship. They just start getting car washes. They start doing the meth business. Like in a way, I feel like sounds bad. Sometimes you have to cheat. Like if you're in a bad relationship, like I mean, it's just kind of like what like because you'll be with a person that gaslights. It's like, oh no, honey, we're in a great relationship. It's not until you cheat on them that they really understand. Oh, hey, I don't screw with you like that. I don't really like you in that way. So yeah, honestly, I think sometimes like it's necessary, and it's the only way for a relationship to grow or just stop is by cheating
okay,
on them.
okay. So hypothetically, if you're in a relationship with a girl that you love, you think you love for 2 years,
Yeah.
and you catch her like cheating on you with another man in your bed, you're not breaking up with her.
Oh no, I mean, I'll probably break up with her, but like, I mean, yeah, I'm just saying like, well, no,
I
yeah, in
hear
that
your
case,
point. I hear your point. Like there's
yeah.
there's the reasons why some people do, but I'm like hypothetically, would
Oh
you
no,
condone that?
no, I would not. I would probably end the relationship.
Okay, good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so um, next topic is relationship over if your girlfriend hangs out with another guy without telling you?
So it depends. So to me at least, because one thing I noticed, I feel like a lot of girls nowadays have a lot of guy friends, right? It's just like the new norm.
Yeah.
So if if my girlfriend hypothetically was just hanging out with a guy that I didn't know, but it was like her friend, like no, the relationship's not over. But if it's like her boyfriend from high school from like 7 years ago, and they're
Hmm.
on a date, and I'm like running downtown and I see them, then I'm probably gonna feel some type of way, and then
Yeah.
go ask and say, "What's the hell is this?" And then they say, "Oh, it's my old boyfriend." Yeah, it's over. What? Like what?
Right.
Like yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with that. But I don't know. There's definitely a lot of different viewpoints. How do you feel about it?
I mean, like, I don't. I mean, like, I feel like for the most part, I wouldn't care unless it got to the point where like it was very like obvious. I guess, like, because I don't want to like be. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship where I'm always looking over my shoulder. So like, I'm not gonna
Facts. Yeah.
like I'm not if she's just hanging out with some guy at like a formal. I'm not or like not a formal like, but like just like if he's just talking to some guy, I'm not gonna be like, oh, what's this freaking like snap? And it's like I'm not gonna do that. That's just weird. But like, I mean, if she's just like, because like there's like a fine line between like just wanting to know or just being a like weird, manipulative, like all knowing like psychopath. So like to me, it's like I feel like for the most part, I wouldn't personally care. I mean, I wouldn't know because I really haven't been in a relationship like that. But like I would feel like I would just try to like not care unless it got to the point like it was just so obvious. I'm like, this is just kind of like unless it's like just super obvious. I feel like I would try just not care. I mean, I have more important stuff to think about. So like that's how I feel
What
about
if
it.
it's like hypothetically, like what if it's like her quote unquote like her guy best friend, and they're just like always like grabbing lunch? Would that
I
like
mean,
phase you at all or no?
no, I mean, because it's like, there's like every girl has like the guy best friend. Like, I
Okay. Okay.
mean, so it wouldn't phase me personally. I mean, like It's just like if it goes too far, right? I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So, I don't see a problem with that. But like, okay, what was the next topic? Oh yeah. So like, is relationship over if your girlfriend never apologizes over conflict?
Absolutely. I mean, dude, if your significant other isn't like apologizing to you after like an argument and they just make you apologize all the time, or they just like belittle you constantly, like, dude, that's just literally the making of a toxic relationship or an abusive relationship. I want no part of that. What about you?
Um, I guess if it's like, I would say that like there just needs to be a common ground. I feel like now there's certain things like maybe you f up and she doesn't feel like apologizing for, but like if it's like she was in the wrong, she's not willing to accept like her responsibility and what she did wrong, because I think it's an important relationship to like admit when you're at fault. If she can't do that, then yeah, I don't think it's a good relationship. I don't think it's long term. So yeah, I would just not pursue it any further.
Okay. So, kind of going to the next segment. This one is called "Is this a deal breaker on a date?" So basically, a deal breaker, Gunnar. So I'm gonna ask you, a question, and then you're gonna say it is a deal breaker on a date, or no, it's not. So the first question I have is it a deal breaker or not? Your date constantly just trashing her ex.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
Because it kills the vibe of the date. It makes you think of the past and things you don't even really want to go through.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like mentally, like it takes me out of the date. It's kind of like if I'm like in a game 7, I don't want to see clips of me blowing other series. Like it's like I don't want to see that. I just want to like I just want to be here in the moment. I don't want to think about the past. I want to live right now. That's like yeah, I think it is a deal breaker. It kills the vibe and it just kind of makes me think in like a more negative mindset.
And another thing I want to add to that too is like I kind of feel like if they're just like constantly trashing their ex and they're not saying anything about themselves in the relationship,
Hmm.
dude, there's two sides to a story. Like
Right.
they're not saying the stuff they did for a reason, but I'll
Hmm.
just leave that out for another time.
Right. Right.
So the next one, is it a deal breaker or not? Your date is obsessed with conspiracy theories.
Honestly, like, no. I mean, like, it might be interesting. Like, if they're talking about conspiracy theories, like, it depends on what kind. Like, if there's some, like, wacky political ones, like, it's kind of, like, weird. But, like, if it's, like, a fun one, like, interesting, I'm like, I could find it interesting. It's got to be the right ones. Like I don't want to hear anything like about our vaccines fake or like did like did like is like Infowars like the real like news network. Like I don't want to hear about that. I'm just trying to if it's like, oh, do you think Kanye actually cheated on Kim? Like that's a good I could talk about that. It can't be a thing that's like really polarizing. Just fun conspiracy theories. Like the JFK get assassinated by Oswald. Like something interesting, not just like some weird political crap that just like makes me confused and annoyed.
Yeah, dude, I think that's hot that like when girls are like obsessed with that stuff. Like I had a girl tell me that the moon landing was like fake, and I was like, what?
Really?
Yeah, I was like, no way. And then like they like
I mean,
told me
there
like
is like
a whole
some
paragraph
evidence
about
of
that
it.
stuff.
They say
But
like there's a green screen or something.
yeah. But the next deal breaker or not, your date doesn't tip while you're out to eat.
Mm. Well, see, I wouldn't really take too much notice of it. It's just if it's like subsequent, like other, because sometimes you might just be broke and you may not have like the money. But if it's like a recurring theme, I mean, I honestly wouldn't even pay attention to that. Like, I wouldn't be like that mindful. Look at the tip. I probably should, because I mean, I try to tip, but like, I wouldn't really I wouldn't be the guy like just like be really nosy on that. I honestly wouldn't think about that until unless like I was just bored. And I looked at Tim like, oh, that's like not a lot. It's like I honestly I wouldn't even think about that to be honest with you. So I guess no, but I mean, they should tip though. So
Yeah, I agree. So I actually disagree with the last part you said. I don't think girls should be tipping. If you're taking them on a date, I think the guy should always be tipping. If you're taking a girl
oh
on a
wait,
date,
oh no, never mind, never mind. No. No, I know what you mean. Okay, no,
yeah,
I
yeah,
read it
yeah.
wrong. No, yeah, you should probably. Well, whoever takes who out on a date should tip, in my opinion. But I mean, I guess it's kind of like a personal thing. I
Okay,
don't know.
okay. So if a girl takes you out on a date and she doesn't tip, is that a deal breaker or not? Like, does that show her
Mm,
true colors, or how do you feel?
I
But
don't
she's
really.
like, I think
I
you should
mean,
always pay.
when I would like, I don't really go on a date, but like if I was with someone, I would probably just either split it, or I would just like, maybe I would pay, or I usually I try to be the one that tips. But if they're okay with splitting, I'll do that. But I don't know. I feel like I would either try to split or be the one to tip. That's how I would like put my mindset to it. If it's not like a big amount of money, then I'd probably just do it myself. But if it's like big, I'd probably split. That's my mindset.
Okay, I respect it. Honesty. Okay. Is it a deal breaker or not? Your date has a lot of tattoos.
This used to be a deal breaker, but I actually don't mind tattoos. It's just like there's a limit. Like I don't mind like now I feel like a lot of women get like the same rose tattoo on their arm. I don't know what it is. Like they all get the same one. Like it's just like a trend I've noticed in college. Like maybe it's just me. Like I don't mind tattoos, but there's but if you have like Adam Levine's Maroon 5 tattoos, like yeah, it's kind of like too much. Like XX, like or what's his name, 6ix9ine's tattoos. Like those look
Yeah.
bad. Am I like that's just too much? Like but I used to like not like tattoos, but like I don't know, my dad has them. I'm like, I don't mind tattoos. I think they're all right. It's just there's a limit. So I don't have a problem with tattoos.
I think it's a deal breaker. I don't like tattoos at all. Now, if I was ever in a relationship and my girlfriend was like telling me she's getting a tattoo, like I wouldn't break up with her at that point. But like like going in to a date and
Hmm.
I see she has tons of tattoos all over her body. Like yeah, I'm sorry, that's a deal breaker. It's just personal preference. Nothing against the
Hmm.
person. I don't.
Right.
I don't have a like a hate for people who have tattoos. It's just not my type of thing. I'm friends with people who have tattoos, but I
Yes.
really wouldn't want a
Yeah. Me too.
relationship with someone who has them. But enough
Yeah.
enough about me. Last the last bit on is it the deal breaker or not? Your date doesn't like children.
No, I would say it's a deal breaker because I feel like you could warm up to that over time. I feel like also that's like a big thing, like whether you like children or not. Because I mean, like a lot of people change. I mean, my mom said she never wanted children, but I feel like that's like a thing that can change. Like I don't really think that's a deal breaker because it's like whether you do or do not, like if they want kids, they might not want kids later on. If they don't want kids, they might want them. Like I don't feel like it's a deal breaker. I feel like that's like a very fluid field, like where like people change over time. Like right now, we both don't want children, right? But like maybe in the future we do. We don't know. It's like I don't really think it's a deal breaker at all. I feel like it's just kind of like something you could think about, but I don't really think it's like something to like really like stop over anything.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I don't think it's a deal breaker at all, but uh, I don't want kids, so all good for me. Okay, on to the next segment titled Dating Questions. Got a
Okay.
list of questions, and we're both going to go down. We're going to answer these. Okay, so the first one is once a cheater, always a cheater, Gunner?
No, no, because it's like I think it's like it's kind of hypothetical. I mean that see that's like a broad. It's like kind of like the last one. Like it depends on the reasoning. Like if he was like an abusive psychopath, I don't really mind it. But there's like there's two sides to every story. It just
Yeah.
depends. Like if it was like a bad relationship, then maybe. But I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like a hard question to ask. 'Cause like you're the only people who knew what the relationship was like was the two in the relationship. May have had friends, but the people involved like I don't know. I don't think like once a cheater, always a cheater. Maybe there's certain patterns, but like I mean, statistically, like divorces, like I don't know, they you're more likely to divorce after every one. So maybe that's like a link to it, because like a lot of divorces end because someone's cheating. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think that's the case. I just think it's like a lot of people just cheat because they just feel like the relationship's going sour, just like it has no life to it anymore.
I kind of disagree. I think if you cheated once, like you'll always have that like thought in the back of your mind, like if
I have a
if
thought.
this
I don't have
this
to
guy
act on it though.
never like meets my needs or satisfactions, I'm just gonna cheat on him like I did last time, type of thing. I don't know. It's just I've been lucky enough to never been cheated on. Hope I never do. Knock on wood. But you know,
Right.
I definitely had some friends who got cheated on, and they got cheated on for stupid reasons. So I
Mhm.
mean, like you said, there's a lot of people who cheat for different reasons, but I don't know. I think once a cheater, always a cheater. Anyways, what is the most important physical trait to you?
For me, it's the face. Like because I think that's like any that it's the face. I think like having like a good smile, teeth is a
Smile,
really
yeah.
like the eyes. That's really important. I think it can like I don't think like other features can like really, I guess, carry the individual like the face can, Because like if you have a bad face, I don't care like how. I think it's a facial feature because like it's the eyes, the smile, the teeth. Because like if you have crooked teeth, I don't like that. Like I just think it looks bad.
Oh my god.
Like that's not bad. Like I just like crooked. I don't want to see like snaggle tooth. Like that just doesn't look good.
Chill.
So like yeah, that's I think it's a face.
Yeah, I gotta go to a smile because, dude, killer smile has the key to my heart. Like,
Yeah, it
you have a
does.
you have a good smile, man. Like, I'm in love. You know what I mean?
Right, right. No, I get it.
The smile is just, you got a 10 out of 10 smile. You're it. But
Yeah, some people
okay,
radiate like that. All right. Anyways, next
yeah,
one.
it just has like a good vibe, good energy. But most
Right.
important non-physical trait.
For me, it's well. I mean, you basically mean like personality, right? Is that what you're talking about?
It can be a personality for sure. That's what I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, like, so for me, it's easily the personality, but I feel like that's kind of like too broad. I'd say it's like a person's drive. I don't like lazy. Well, I don't really like lazy people. I don't mind like being lazy once in a while, but I don't like people like I don't like people with no drive. I think it's important. Like I'm with someone who has like goals, who's driven, and like wants to like who's independent. It's like basically like a very independent like driven personality that's not like going to like slow me down or make me feel like lethargic. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, to me, it's the character for sure. I really get attracted to girls who have like great character. We all know people, not even just girls, but we know guys and girls who, they might look great, but their character is just horrible, and that's just like a
Yeah.
huge turnoff, man. Like, but a girl with a good character, like they're always, helpful. They're always, motivated. Always, they always know what to say. Anytime someone says anything negative to them, they always know what to say. They don't bring negative energy back. That's just something I like character a lot. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
so,
That's
ooh, this one's a good one. Can your partner be friends with their ex?
uh mm, that's hard. I
That's hard,
may
really.
maybe I think they can. It's just like you gotta but I think it's important that you and the ex are on like a same page, like because like there's a lot of movies, like comedies, like where like this happens, and like in Venom or like a lot of movies like that. I think like I won't have a problem with it, but you gotta know like what like I gotta be 100% sure in like how it is because like it's kind of crazy. Like actually like Katy Perry is friends with her fiance's ex, which I don't know how, but like I think that's a healthy thing. I think like really you need I think it's not I think it's a good it shows me good character like when you can be friends with someone who's a relationship with your significant other before so that you can only learn from them but like respect them. So I think as long as like you and the ex are on the same page and like you think they're a good person, don't have like any really bad intentions, I don't think it's bad. I mean, I think as long as like as long as like you're on the same page, like they have to have good intentions. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
Dude, you couldn't be more wrong, Gunnar. Like,
What?
dude, I don't get the BS that people say. Oh yeah, they ended on good terms, dude. If the relationship ended, how do they end on good terms? Like, you
Uh,
you don't end on good terms if you
I
break up.
mean,
You know
maybe
what I
it's
mean?
like time. You have a job, long distance.
It just didn't work. Yeah, because you weren't on good terms. That's why it didn't work. How can you be
Yeah.
friends with like uh how can you like just be there and have your girlfriend be friends with her ex? Like, dude, that'd be like so uncomfortable. Like, no,
I mean,
like
it's in a lot of romantic comedies. Like maybe
no
it
no no
works.
controlling ish or anything like that. That's just like, dude,
I
like
I know,
who's friends with their ex? Like, come
but that's
on.
like half of Adam Sandler movies. Like, you ever watch like what is it called? Like, let's say a movie like Jack Nicholson and Adam Sandler. It's kind of like that. It's like I mean,
Oh,
it
Shawshank Redemption.
no. It's I don't know. Like, there's like a lot of Adam Sandler movies like that. Like, I think it can work. You just have to like, I don't know. I mean, I just think like I don't want to just be like, oh, you can't talk to them. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, maybe it's like a bad trait of mine. I don't really feel like I would care too much as long as it's not like going too far. Kind of like that's how I feel about it. But I mean, I could find it at Jack Nicholson.
Okay, well, okay, so you
Anger
said
management, I
what
think
what
it's what it's
well
called.
what if you were friends with your like hypothetically, what if you were friends with an ex, you and your girlfriend was like saying like you better stop talking to her or I'm breaking up with you. How would you feel?
See, I wouldn't. like that because like I think like for me, no, it's not like the way you think. It's like for
Just a
me, it's like
hypothetical. It's just a hypothetical.
I wouldn't like it because I'd be like, man, we're not like that anymore. It's just a good friendship, you know. I mean, it just didn't go that way. Like that's the way I like. It wouldn't go any farther than that, you know. You just have to be like, hey, we're both just friends, you know, because like there are people, you know, who get married, you know, and they like someone, but like you know, they know they can never do that. It's like they're just like friends, you know. They're just like, hey, you know, we'll just be on this line. We'll never go farther than that, you know. So like, yeah, I mean, if my ex, I'd probably still be friends with them, or I try to be. I don't want to like just hate them, you know. Like I don't want to be on bad terms. I don't have like that toxic energy when they're
Dude, you're
around.
never gonna be on good terms though if you break up with someone.
No, I mean like you. I mean not like in the moment, but like maybe over time you could be like, hey, you know, I mean that was kind of fucking
Yeah, things will be
stupid.
less awkward, but let's be real. Like, if you break up with someone, you're never gonna be on good terms with them. Yeah, you might be able to have like a conversation with them. Doesn't mean you're on good terms with them. If you're on good terms with them, why'd you break up? Oh, because it didn't work. Oh, we just go back to what we just said earlier. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's kind of like in Spider-Man 2 or 3 where it's like, you know, like they're like, you have no time for me or some shit. And then it's like, then they like, you know, break up and then like, but then like, hey, I have time again. So like they come back together, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's necessarily, I don't know, man. I just seen a lot of movies and like
A lot
situations,
of
reality TV. Yeah, I know it's fake, but it's like, you know, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I feel like if you just know to like, you know, balance it, like, and not just and like have specific boundaries, I think you can make it work. But you just have to be very transparent, you know, kind of like those people like in those monogamy, what do you call monogamy? You know what I mean? Like they're doing that stuff, but like, you know, they're open about it, so you don't feel like threatened. So I don't know.
okay.
That's a good topic though. I don't know.
Uh, is it okay to cry in front of your partner?
No, no. Like
Why?
because like, well, if you're a woman, no, but if you're a guy, yes. Because if you're a guy and you cry in front of your partner, like they're just going to see you as weak. Like, I mean, so many podcasts I've seen just women think they're weak. I mean, they don't want to see that. Like, they don't want to,
Oh
like,
my god.
they just lose respect. Like, you should cry in front of your best friend or your therapist or alone in your room. Like, you shouldn't cry in front of like your partner because I don't want them to lose respect for myself. So no, you shouldn't cry in front of them. They're just going to look at me as like some like loser, you know. So I'm not crying for them. I'm gonna like wait and then cry like in a like when no one's hearing or seeing it. So that's my opinion. I don't think
Dude,
you
I
can cry.
couldn't disagree. I couldn't disagree more, bro. I think it's 1000% a okay to cry in front of your girlfriend, bro. Like, if anything, I think it shows that you are human. We're all the same. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. We all have emotion, bro. Uh,
Mm.
just just because a few famous influencers on a podcast say like, "Oh yeah, he's weak because he cried." Like, dude, who cares what they think? It's
I
what
mean, it's
you.
Joe
It's between
Rogan
you
though.
and your partner. You know what I mean? Like,
Joe Rogan podcast, pretty legit
yeah,
podcast.
screw the JRE, man. Like, it's what you and your partner think, right? I don't think your partner's gonna be watching the JRE podcast anyway.
Probably
So
not.
they're probably gonna want you to, like if they find out that you're like crying behind their back, they're probably gonna like be mad about it. They want you to show that emotion in front of them. Right? It shows that you're human. It shows that you care. It shows that you have some sort of emotion. I think it's 1000% okay to cry in front of your partner. I don't care if it's if girls say, "Oh well, I just lost respect. He's not tough." It's like, nah, be quiet. We all have emotions. We all cry.
Yeah.
So, oh, this is a good one. Can she be smarter than you, Gunnar? You're a pretty smart person.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. She can. It. I don't mind that. I mean, well, I don't know. It's kind of that's hard. No. Yeah. That's hard. Like I feel like it like part of my ego is being intelligent. So like
Yeah.
maybe in a way like I wouldn't like that. It depends on how she's smart. Is she just like trying to like one up me all the time and make me feel insignificant?
Yeah,
Or
like that
does
kind of smart. Like, yeah, like she's just like always trying to
oh
correct you, and you like you
oh
like
well
talk in like improper grammar. She's like trying to like correct it type. So
it's I don't mean like that. That's kind of just annoying. Like I mean like I don't mind if she's like more academically inclined or like you know I don't mind if she's like you know better at socializing. Like I actually would prefer to be with someone smarter than me in that sense. I just don't want to be with like I don't want to be like with someone who's like a smart aleck, like someone who's just going to be like, oh, you know, actually it's like that. Like, I mean, that's just kind of stupid and annoying. Like, that's just petty, you know, just someone like I would like to be with someone more intelligent than me. I think it's important to be with someone like who you should be with someone that like, you know, you can learn from and who can highlight your strengths, in my opinion. So yeah, I would like to be someone smarter than me, just not like annoying about it.
Yeah, I don't really care if she's smarter. I hope she's smarter than me because I'm dumb. But going on to the next
Nah.
one, does style matter?
Like, what do you mean, like hairstyle or like? Oh wait,
Overall, like style,
I think it does.
the way like they dress and the way they look.
Depends. I think the way like I think that's a really like broad thing. I think it's like it depends on like if it's just like a casual day, I don't think so. But like, when you're like at like a formal event, it's important that they show some poise and like show some like level of character and integrity, like in the way they dress at times. Um, like I don't dress the best. I'll be honest, I'm not like the best dressed guy, but like I don't dress like in stupid stuff. I feel like it depends. Like I don't like things like such as like nose piercings or like that sort of thing. But other than that, it's like I don't know, like I don't mind different styles. It's just there's like limits to certain things. Like I don't like that emo stuff, like My Chemical Romance or like Goo Goo
Yeah.
Dolls. Like, I don't like that kind of I don't like that, but like to me it's like as long as like they show integrity and like showing up in good clothes and they have to, and don't look like crap, then like yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think style does matter to me. I don't want to date a girl who's just wearing the same thing 5 days a week, wearing like sweatpants, a t-shirt, messy bun, and Air Force Ones. I want to date a girl who shows she's like confident, shows some things that she likes.
Yeah.
Because style kind of reflects kind of person you are.
Hmm.
If you're just wearing the same thing over and over again, no disrespect to anyone who does do that, but it just shows kind of the character that you don't really care what
Yeah.
you wear because you don't want to dress to impress, or you don't want to dress to be confident. You just want to get on with your day. And you could care less what you look like.
Right.
Where I kind of like you. I don't have the best style, but I do kind of dress to impress. I want to be confident with what I wear because I like my clothes. I like the style I have every now and again. And I would like to have a girlfriend who, loves to change up a style or has, different styles for, just any type of day. Like, I don't want to be with a highlighter. A highlighter is just someone who wears like the same color top to bottom. Like, I used to do that in middle school. I don't want to be with a girl who does that.
Hmm.
So,
Um, well, oh, well, I was looking at something now, but like I was thinking, like I value someone who has good style and like I try to take care of myself. Obviously, like I mean, like I mean in like a physical sense, like I shower, I like put on moisturizer, like I try my best to like be healthy. Like to me, I just value that someone stays healthy. But like in terms of what they wear, I don't really care as much as long as it's not doesn't look really bad or stupid. To me, like I wear clothes, like I kind of wear like similar clothes every day, but I like ones that like kind of send a message or like ones that kind of like state what I like, I guess, in a sense. Not like in a very like blunt way, just kind of like, oh, this is kind of what I'm into. So like I value people that like I guess are confident in their like styles and like are willing to like express what they like people who wear like freaking Yankee jerseys. Like I kind of respect that kind of style. Like they're like willing to like express what they like and what they value. So I respect and value people who have good styles and like take care of themselves. But like as long as they have good hygiene and are healthy and like just don't have really stupid looking styles, like like Supreme, like I don't really have a problem with it. My opinion.
okay, so does family background matter?
Um, yes, it does because like it well no, it definitely does. I mean, especially if it's a long-term relationship because like when you're marrying or when you're in a relationship with someone, you're in a relationship with the family. It's not just them. You have to like accept their whole family, whether you like it or not, even if you like the person, you have to accept their whole family background, who is involved, their father, mother, sisters, because what if their siblings hate you, it's just toxic. You don't want that. So you have to take into account everyone that they interact with, and that includes their family. So yes, it definitely matters. I mean, unless you're just like, friend like never mind. Like if it's not like a really deep intimate relationship and it's just kind of like a one-off thing, like not really. But if you're trying to like go long term, it definitely matters. You need to take that into account, and that might affect like your marriage, like things down the road.
So I agree with everything you said. So I'm gonna add a different type of element to it.
Okay.
So because I agree with everything you said. Everything you said was well spoken. I agree with 100%. So let's add this element. So what if your family gets along with you know, your girlfriend, and you get along with their family as well, but their family is like convicted felons type of family. Like, is that an issue to
Mm.
you at all? Like, they have like
Um.
double murder case under their belt. They're out of
Yeah.
prison. Is
Yeah.
that a problem to you, or how
It,
you
it
feel
would
about
be
that?
no, yeah, it would be a problem because like that kind of speaks on their character and like their history. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be involved in that. So no, I mean if it's like the Salamancas for Breaking Bad, like I mean if I like I don't want to like I don't want to be involved in that. Like I know like Lalo Salamanca seems like a really cool, persuasive guy, but I don't want to freaking be like dead. So yeah, it definitely matters to me. Even if I like them, like you have to look at their pasts and like what their family has done. So like yeah, it definitely matters for me. Like if there's like criminal history or things like that. Like I have to look into that. Like if there's like money laundering, like meth, like I have to
Yeah, yeah,
you have to take into account. So like yeah, it definitely matters for me. Like it might make your family look bad too.
yeah. I can agree with that. So, does height matter?
Honestly, like it depends. I used to think it like didn't matter. It matters a little bit more to me now, but I think it depends. I think there are some women that are tall that are very attractive. Like, Taylor Swift's like 5'10", and I find her attractive. There's like a lot of
How tall are you?
characters. I'm like 5'9.5". Taylor Swift's like 5'10", 5'11". So like I think women can be attractive tall as like a taller person in a different way. I feel like it like women who are like taller or like my height, I can find attractive in a different way because they seem more imposing or more powerful in a different way. Like Katy Perry's 5'9", in a way that's kind of attractive to me, but in a different way. It's like I don't really see it as like more attractive or less attractive. It's just perspective. Like I see women who are taller as like more powerful or like more commanding, whereas I see shorter women as more like I don't know, like approachable, I guess. It's like it's not really so much like I find them more or less attractive. It's just kind of like a matter of perspective on the matter. So I don't really think that's an
So,
effect for me.
okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so I don't want to get canceled for saying this. I hope I don't get canceled, but
All right.
height matters to me. I personally don't want to date a girl that's taller than me. I think I'm not like too tall, but I'm like 6 foot. Uh, and I think just girls that are like at eye level or shorter than me are more attractive than girls who I have to look up to. I don't know if it's like a ego thing or anything like that, but I don't know. How do you feel about dating girls that are like, I don't want to say the word and get canceled, but how do you feel about dating girls that are like under 3 foot?
Mm, I like actually, or just like hyperbole. Like,
Well,
do you mean?
I don't want to say the word because I
Oh
think
yeah, you
it's
mean like?
censored, but
Yeah, right. No, don't. I mean, I know what you mean. Like, do you mean like really short girls? Like, if they're too short for me, I feel like it's kind of a turn off because it's like I don't want my kid to be 5'4", So like in a way, it's like I don't want to like, you know what I mean? Like that sounds bad. But like I feel like honestly, like, for me, too short's bad. Like I'd rather be with a woman that's too tall than too short. Because then it's kind of like I don't want my bloodline to be like 5'3", and they're all just like at a disadvantage. So like for me, it's like I don't know. I feel like there's like if they're like 4'8", I'm like, I mean, but if they're like 5'7" or 5'8", that's fine. I mean, I can live with that. Again, if they're like 5'11", 6'2", I'm like, that's a little much. But hey, I mean, my kids, my son's not going to be like 3 feet, so that's good. So yeah, in my opinion, it's a good thing, man. I mean, I'd rather have a taller, and I don't have a problem with like women who say honestly, like I mean. I don't have a problem with women who say they like want to be with guys at 6 foot, because I mean, like at the end of the day, you want to be with someone who seems more commanding or imposing. You want to see with some like freaking 5'4" guy who's like just doesn't seem intimidating, like had any like willpower. So I don't have a problem with that.
okay, okay. Uh, does body count matter?
Uh, it depends. I think it's like I mean, like were they like I really that's I don't know. I don't know on that honestly. To me,
Okay,
like
do you want me to go first, or do you
yeah,
want to go?
you go first. Actually, I don't know. I gotta think about that.
Yeah, so to me, I was kind of in the P brain mindset of like, dude, if she has a high body count, I don't want anything to do with her. But dude, like as you get older, bro, like usually girls' body counts just get higher. So that's just like
Yeah.
you just gotta learn to live with it. So I'm in the mindset of like it doesn't affect me and it doesn't bother me if I really like a girl and she really likes me, that should have like no effect on our stance at all, and that's just kind of what I've grown to believe now.
Yeah. I guess I listen to that. I think that as you get older, men and women's body counts are naturally going to go up, especially in college. So, like, I think it's something I come to accept. So, to me, it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. Um, Now, if it's like 30, I'm like, I don't know. Like, if it's like there's some guy in jail and he's gonna come out and he's like the baby mama, like that's kind of a problem. Like, I think in the 40-Year-Old Virgin that was an issue. So like that
Oh,
movie, like like I don't mind, like that movie 40-Year-Old Virgin. I don't mind being that guy who's like a virgin, being with a woman with like with 3 or 4 guys. Like that's fine. I just don't want like I don't want their past to catch up with me if that makes sense. Like their baby dad comes out of prison or just shows up out of nowhere and that causes problems. Like I don't want that. But if it's like they have a body count, the guy's kind of out of the picture, or not really an issue, I'm like, that's fine. I don't really care enough. I don't really care.
all right. The last one is, can they be stronger than you?
Mm, Um, actually, I'm pretty skinny, so yeah. I mean, like, I don't have a problem with that, honestly. I mean, in a way, I might find it more attract, like, in a way, like more attractive. I don't know, because it's like they have like an opposing will. I think for me, it's like I find women who have more power more attractive. Like I think women who are like billionaires are way more attractive. Like I like women that can like dominate in their field. So like, yeah, I think that sounded weird. I shouldn't say it. I like strong women. I like strong women.
Uh, so I feel like there's two aspects to this for me. One, like physically, no, she can't be stronger than me. Mentally, yes, she can be stronger than me. Physically, no, because if there's like ever a conflict or anything, right? And say like another dude fucking, excuse my language, another dude like pushes my girlfriend, I want to be able to step up and protect her. But if she's stronger than me, like, she, she's able to protect herself better than I would. You know what I mean? So,
I find that
I-
kind of cool though. I'm like that's kind of hot because it's like she
oh
could just
yeah,
like take it on herself. She just like beats them up and like I think that's kind of cool. Like she doesn't need like that guy to step in. She can just kind of like handle her. I think that's like more attractive to me, honestly, in a way. Like maybe it's like I could, but it's like I don't need to because she's got it. So I don't know. That's kind of the way I see it.
okay. Going on to our next segment titled "Is it cheating or not?" There's a few questions. We'll get to this. Okay, so the first one is it cheating or not? If she answers other guys' DMs.
Uh, no, I guess I'm gonna just say no. I'll hear your perspective, but I don't really know how to like describe it. I just say like like not really. I mean,
So,
depends on
so,
how
so to
far she
me,
goes with it.
so to me, I think it just depends. Like like I said, a lot of girls have guy friends now, but it's just kind of the new norm. Like if
Hmm.
it's just her guy friend, then no, I don't think it's cheating. But if she's like texting, like I said, like old Johnny from 2015,
Yeah,
they dated in high school, and yeah, it's, and you see little flirtatious texts in there, yeah, it's cheating. But if it's just texting friends or just catching up with an old guy friend or something, like, no, I don't think that's cheating.
I mean, I don't even know if like to me it's like if they're like sending provocative stuff, it's cheating. But
Yeah,
everyone,
yeah, obviously, yeah.
yeah. But if they're just like talking, I don't have a problem with that person. I mean, like to me, it's not really like cheating until it gets to the physical level. That's just my perspective, but I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, so then this next question will be interesting to hear what you say. So, is it cheating if she denies being in a relationship when another guy asks?
Um, uh,
To me, it is, because, dude, if another guy comes up to her and says, "Hey, are you in a relationship?" She says no, and the dude's like trying to, he's obviously asking for a reason because he's into her. Dude, that's cheating. I don't care what anyone says. Why would you lie about being in a relationship?
right. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's just wrong. I don't know if that's like cheating, but that is wrong. So, like, I guess, like, yeah. I mean, I'd say that that's wrong. I don't know if it. I don't know if I qualify it as cheating. It's just like dishonesty. But yeah, I mean, I guess like it's wrong to me in my mind. Just like lie around a relationship. I mean, it's bad for the other guy too, because like he doesn't know it.
He doesn't know exactly. Then
So, like, I mean, and
more
then
than
you just
likely
pin the
what
blame
his
on him.
intentions are. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's bad.
So, is it cheating if she tells her guy best friend when you're having relationship problems?
I mean, everyone has relationship problems. I, uh, I guess. I mean, if it's like a guy friend and he's in a relationship, I don't know. That's hard. I'd probably say like probably. I mean, probably not. It's just where it goes from there. So I'm gonna say probably not, but that's kind of iffy. I don't know. I'm kind of thin ice on that one.
I think it's like one of those things where it's just like it depends again, like uh you know, if she's, like going to him just because she knows that her boy best friend will, talk about like all the
Or give
problems and
advice.
stuff like that. Yeah, and then the guy's just there because he's the boy best friend because he's waiting
Yeah,
for the
waiting for that.
boyfriend to slip up. That can
Yeah.
be an issue. You know what I mean? But if it's just like, I don't know, I really don't know. That one's tough. Um,
hmm
Gosh, I don't know. That's never happened to me.
I'd
She's
say probably not. It just depends on how it goes, how it progresses from there.
I don't
But
know
I
because
don't know.
if she has a boy best friend and she's dating you,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of sketchy. 'Cause maybe maybe that guy's just trying to wait for you to slip up, mess up,
Right.
so he can get in the picture. But
Yeah.
that one's tough. So just go on to the next one. Is it cheating if she gets touchy with another guy around you?
Well, I guess that actually like probably, but I guess it depends. Like if they're drunk and they're like the guy's just taking advantage of her, then like maybe not. But if it's like she's just fully
No, no. If
conscious,
she gets touchy with another guy, not the other way around. If
but
she
but
gets
it,
touchy,
but if is she like drunk or
no,
like
no, no.
oh
No,
oh
no.
she's fully conscious, then
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'd probably say yeah, I'd say that.
Like she's going around like touching another. She's like giving a guy a lap
Yeah,
dance.
she's like in the club. Yeah, I'd probably say that. And the only no, it's not even good. Like if it's like the night before your marriage, you're just trying to like fucking or she's trying to like wild out like the night before, and like maybe I let it slide that one time, but after that, like no, I'd say that's bad. That's not good.
Yeah, it's shandy. Um, is it cheating if she likes other guys' Instagram pictures?
No. Like you said, like there's always gonna be people they like. I mean, like every girl's gonna have like a Harry Styles or like a BTS. Like, I mean, no, I mean, if they're like DMing in the Instagram like posts and maybe, but like, I mean, if they're just liking it, I mean, dude, I don't even think about half the crap I like. I just click like I don't really think about it. It's like I'd say no, not really. Like unless it's like unless she follows a bunch of girls and she likes this one guy's specific photo, then it's a little sketch. But other than that, it's kind of like, I mean, I don't
Dude,
care.
yeah. Say I'm in the exact same mindset, but one of my ex girlfriends, she had my Instagram password, and dude, she went all the way
Oh,
like through all my likes, because you can do that on
okay.
Instagram. Like you can go through all your likes, right? So she swiped. This was like in 2017. She swiped through like all my likes, and she went to a post from like 2013. So keep in mind, I was like 13 whenever I like this post at the time.
hmm
4 years prior, right? And it was like there's some like famous girl or whatever, and I just liked her picture, and she screenshotted it and sent it to me and said I was cheating on her.
Mm.
So I don't I guess some girls think that's cheating. I don't think that is cheating.
Uh, I mean, I don't really see it as cheating either. I mean, honestly, I didn't know you could look at the things you liked. I actually did not
Yeah, if
know
you
that.
go to your settings, you can go through all of your likes from even your first one.
Oh, I had no idea. I know it's a thing. That's kind of neat, I guess. May I look at it later? Nah. Anyways,
Yeah,
um, interesting, I guess.
yeah,
I
weird.
had no
But
idea.
is it cheating if she is exchanging flirty texts with another guy?
uh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's cheating,
Well, I mean,
bro.
I don't like really like think. I was like, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of sketch. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely not good.
Okay. Is it cheating if she's still swiping on Tinder but not messaging her matches?
Wait, say that again.
Is it cheating if she is still swiping on Tinder but not messaging her matches?
I mean, I
That's
feel like
cheating.
a lot of people on. Well, I mean, I guess that some people I hear they just do that to get some sort of confidence. They like just like they swipe to see who matches, but actually never do that. They just kind of like they just go there to be like, oh, they like me, okay, cool. But like other than that, it's like,
Dude, if they're in a relationship with you and they need confidence, like, why are they dating you? You know what I mean?
that's a good point, but like I don't know. I've literally like heard people say like that's the reason they use Tinder is just like be like, oh, I match, cool. It's like they don't feel like they're ugly, and then they just never look past it. So I don't know.
So if your girlfriend was, you just caught her like swiping on Tinder, like, how would you feel? And you're
I
dating
mean,
her, and this is a girl you think like is the love of your life, and you see her swiping on like hot dudes, like, how do you feel?
I mean, I'd probably feel some type of way, but I wouldn't care enough to start an argument about it if that makes sense. Like I'd probably be like,
You would just deal with it.
no, I would just ignore it honestly. Like I'm be for like I probably just like I just like be like, I don't have enough energy to deal with this right now. Like if it gets really bad, I'll deal with it. But like I'm just like, eh. That sounds bad, but like I just feel like I wouldn't have enough energy to really do it, you know?
I mean,
Like
yeah,
I wouldn't have enough energy to
that's,
care. I'd just be kind of like, eh. I
that's
mean,
tough.
like,
That's tough. Okay, the last segment is it a red flag or not? And Gunnar, you have the questions, right? You have that pulled up. I'm gonna go ahead and
I
start from the top.
do. Let me go check it out. Yeah. So, is it a red flag if your girlfriend is obsessed with her phone?
Um, I think it depends. Uh, like, why is she obsessed with the phone? Because everyone, like, you're not gonna be obsessed with like just holding your phone, but you're gonna be obsessed with something that's on your phone. Like, it's got to be like, what is she obsessed with on her phone? Like, is it some sketchy stuff? Is it
Mhm.
like Netflix or YouTube? If that's the case, then no. Everyone has entertainment, but if it's just like some psycho demonic Snapchat million score chaser type thing, then yeah, that's a red flag to me. How do you feel about that?
I agree. I don't really know what else to say about that. I just agree. I mean, like, I agree. I mean, I don't really like. I mean, I feel like everyone's obsessed with their phone. It's just what you're obsessed with that matters. So I mean, I guess overall, not really. I mean, unless they're
Yeah,
just doing some dark web, not. I don't really care. So, is it a red flag if your girlfriend gets jealous easily?
100%. If she's getting jealous easily, you know, it's cool that she cares, but dude, like the type of people who are like getting jealous, like if you go up to Starbucks and the lady like says, "Oh, you have a nice smile" or something, and then you say thanks, and you take your coffee, and she's like scolding you in the parking lot. Why the hell would you take her compliment? Why'd you do this? Like, dude, relax. She just said I had a nice smile. You know what I mean? It's like you don't gotta like go on a rant about it. She's not trying to hook up with me. She just complimented my smile. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe yeah. I mean, maybe like a little jealous. Like I don't mind, but it's like it's just to the point like where like every interaction she just kind of takes it too far. I would get
Yeah.
annoying. So I would say like yeah, that's not. I kind of that's annoying. I don't like that. So the next topic is it a red flag if your girlfriend dyes her hair a lot?
Uh,
I
I
mean, like, is
mean,
it like every week or like every month or like
I mean, dude, if she's dyeing her hair to the point where like her hair follicles are just falling out, then I mean, dude, some girls dye their hair because they really like just see just like different styles, and I like that. I like different styles and stuff. But some girls, though, they dye their hair because they're like they want to get back at someone. No, I don't know. I don't think it's a red flag.
I don't think it is either. I actually kind of like it when there's like they have a variety of hairstyles, but I just
Yeah,
like I feel like you can overdo it. But overall, no, I don't really care enough if like I don't care if they dye their hair a lot. So
yeah,
next
yeah, I agree.
one, is it a red flag if your girlfriend has bad music taste?
Um, hot take. I don't think it is. And
Oh,
because it's all opinion based. Because what they like, we're gonna think is trash if they have bad music taste, right? So if we
hmm
think they have bad music taste, we just think whatever they're listening to is trash because it's our opinion. It's based on what we like. But what they like, right? They might really love, and what we like, they might just hate, right? It just varies between personal taste. So, you know, like I said, I never really liked rock music, but I started listening to it. Dude, I love this music I'm listening to. It just really depends, in my opinion.
um, I mean, I think like if it's like some really bad like weird Bible Belt stuff, like I don't really like it. I mean, I mean, like I think it can be a
Bible
red.
Belt.
I mean, if it's just like some boring country or something like that, I think it's kind of a red flag because like that just kind of shows me like they're kind of like like honestly, it kind of is to me because it's like the music style they have is kind of the lifestyle or the things they are expecting or want, and if that doesn't line up, like I don't mind them listening to like Doja Cat, but if it's like some weird like I don't know how do I say this like I just feel like sometimes like there's just certain music tastes like I wouldn't like. I mean, like I don't mind like Doja Cat or something like that. I don't have any problem with Ariana Grande. I just think like there's certain music tastes. Like I think you can kind of tell what a person desires or wants from their music, and if it doesn't line up with yours to a certain extent, that could be an issue. Because if you're listening to like hardcore rap, and she was listening to like some like Christian, like Morgan Wallen or something like that, like you probably have different expectations in a relationship. So maybe you should get on that and
I
just cut it
mean,
off.
dude, sometimes
That's a little far. I know you go through phases,
sometimes you open your eyes and like, oh, this ain't bad after all.
but then other times you open your eyes like this is really terrible.
Okay, agree to disagree.
All right, yeah, I guess it's kind of iffy for me. Um, I think we might have talked about this. I don't remember though. Is it a red flag if your girlfriend has a high body count?
So yeah, we did kind of talk about it, but I guess just to reiterate, my high school mentality, I definitely would have been like, oh yeah, that's a red flag. But as you grow older, and like we said, naturally people's body count just gets higher as we get older. So you kind of just gotta accept it. I don't think it's a red flag at all.
No, I don't think it is either. So the next topic is it a red flag if your girlfriend is clingy?
Oh hell yeah. If now a little bit of clinginess is not bad at all, but if she's like she needs you, like she needs to hear your voice 24/7, she needs like a text every second of the day. She wants to call you and talk to you every single day. She wants to hold you every bit of the day. Every time you're with her, she wants to hold your hand. If you don't hold her hand, she gets upset. If you're not holding or hugging her in public, she thinks you're embarrassed and all this. And yeah, dude, yeah, that is a red flag and a half. But like I said, if it's just like a casual, like want to cuddle, every other night or something, that's not a problem. But dude, you're like getting with a clingy girl who's just she needs all that affection and attention, dude. Yeah, that's a red flag.
Yeah, I'd say it's a red flag. Like I said, I kind of like people who are more independent or driven by themselves. Like I think it can get annoying and just not very. It just kind of time consuming.
Very annoying. Yes.
So another red flag is if your girlfriend has different political views.
um. uh.
I'm gonna say probably, but I don't know.
So to me personally, like, I don't, I don't think it's a red flag just because I'm just not smart, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not smart enough to understand politics and the economic state of this country and all the other stuff I should know about. If I did, then yeah, I probably would think it's a red flag because I probably disagree with everything they said if we had opposite political views. But like I said, I'm dumb. I don't care about politics because I don't know anything about politics. I don't know anything about that stuff like you do. So if they're Trump 2024 and I'm not, then I don't see why I would have an issue with it because I don't know anything about politics, man. So I can't really say it's a red flag personally.
I think it can be a red flag because I think often like your political views or ideologies have a link to like your religious views or your issues on like I think it is a red flag because I think whoever you're with, you had to have similar values, not so much political views. You can have differing views, but you have to have the same values. I think often like Democrats, Republicans, they value different things. And I feel like it's not so much your viewpoint, but it's like what do you value as an individual? And if you and your girlfriend don't value the same things, often the political views can highlight that. Maybe some people value more like I guess like what we talked in the last podcast, like, maybe you value abortion, maybe you don't, and like that stuff kind of goes deeper into like ideology and your religion. So to me, it's kind of like a surface level, like, yeah, it can be a red flag. Might say something about their family and like the life they live, and maybe it may not link with yours. So yeah, I'd say it's a red flag.
I just don't know I personally don't know a lot of. Well, I can't even. You might know some people. I don't know anyone who has a family who, like the mom and dad are just like split. Like every family I know, like they're either a Democrat or they're Republican. I don't know a family that is like the mom and dad. I know kids who disagree, but I don't know like a parent. Like the wife and the husband that are just
Yeah.
kind of like butting heads over the political views. They typically always agree. I would love to have a girlfriend who is like a Republican, I guess, just to kind of see, how they think. And I wonder if they would even be open to dating like someone that's not a Republican. Like, is that a thing? Do Republicans just like not date non-Republicans or
I
no?
mean, I never seen a Democrat and Republican date. I mean, I could be
Yeah,
wrong. Like,
see, that's such a
like
rare
I
thing.
mean, like, well, it's like I think my mom is more liberal than my father. I think they're both more conservative leaning, but like I think they differ. I mean, they're similar, but they differ. But like I would agree that like I feel like it does matter to most people because I feel like most families you see the parents have similar political views. So I think to most people it does matter, and to me it also matters 'cause I think it says more about like their character. So I guess it does matter to
Shoot,
me.
man, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just too dumb for all this political stuff, man. Like
Right.
I don't know. I guess it could be, but maybe
Yeah.
just like every now or every other 4 years would be an issue. I don't know.
Right. So, is it a red flag if they're or if your girlfriend self-deprecates?
So self-deprecates just means like they just like belittle themselves, right? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's a red flag because they're probably trying to manipulate you, right? They're trying to like, oh my,
Yeah.
you can't, I can never do anything right, Gunnar, right? So they're trying to like make you like constantly like hype them up, like, oh no, baby, you can't do this. Like, dude, like why do you gotta belittle yourself? All you're just trying to manipulate me. Like, can you stop with this? This is psychotic, right? Or am I in the wrong?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like they just lack confidence. I mean, I feel like sometimes they're just kind of checking, like if you like are responding to them. I feel like is more so the case.
Dude,
To
that's
me,
just
it's like
annoying though, right?
I mean, it can get somewhat annoying. I don't mind like usually I try to like lift them up when they feel like or like if a friend is feeling like crap, I want to like lift them up. But to me, like it's just there's kind of like a limit. Like if they're like not eating because they feel fat, like that's bad. Like I'm just like this is like this, like if they're doing certain things like kind of like or if my friends, like they're like, oh man, I feel terrible. I'm just gonna like do this thing. It's like no, stop. Like you're fine. Like I mean, it depends. Like if they're doing it for like attention, like they're like, or they genuinely feel terrible, it's different things. But I mean, I don't mind if like hypothetically my girlfriend were to like self-deprecate, as long as it doesn't go too far to the point like they're hurting themselves. So
Dude, I just
I
think
guess
like
there's just
it's just like
limits.
I just feel like it's a toxic thing to do because I feel like if they're doing it in the first place, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe once in a while, like they put some makeup on or something. They're trying to dress nice for a formal event, and they'll try and say something to belittle themselves to make you hype them up. But like, dude, if they're doing like constantly, I just think it's like toxic. Like it's just brewing a like really toxic relationship because they're just trying to like manipulate you and your feelings and stuff like that.
All right. Yeah, I guess so. Um, so is it a red flag if your girlfriend has a boy best friend?
Yeah, because well, I'm sure you. I don't know if you've been in that position. If you've been a boy best friend before, but oftentimes guys are boy best friends. Girls don't want to hear it. Oftentimes, 9 times out of 10, guys are boy best friends because they're waiting, right? And
Yeah,
if
they're
that
like in a
girlfriend's dating,
queue.
they're waiting for the crack in the door. That guy ever messes up, they'll be right there. They'll be the knight in shining armor to that girl. The girl that's hurt and broken. They'll be swooping in to be the man that saves her, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
to me it is no insecure stuff or anything, but like yeah, I think that's a red flag for sure.
Yeah, I agree. It's not so much like an insecurity thing because like I feel like every guy's been there. Because it's like it's not so much like you know what the guy is thinking, like because
Yeah.
you've been like you know what they want and you're like hey I respect it but no this is freaking stupid just stop this is getting too far so like yeah I mean it is a red flag and like it's obvious what the guy's intentions are 90% of
Yep.
the time
Yep.
so yeah I mean it is a red flag
I don't know why
so
girls like try to deny that. Girls are just always like, "Oh no, he doesn't like me. I already like friend zoned him." Yeah, but to him, he's just waiting for that crack in the door. He's just
well
waiting for that
they
girl
don't
to
want to
mess
like
up.
they don't want to say that. I feel like it's because like they still kind of rely to an extent on his energy or like his or his words. So I mean that's probably why they don't want to like ever cut him off completely. They want to like
Yeah,
keep him like in a. They want to
they just
box
want
him
to
in.
use him, you know, for the emotional support.
Yeah, they want to box him in. So that's probably the idea. I mean, which it's kind of. So if is it a red flag if your girlfriend always wears makeup?
Uh, to me, it is because, dude, I want to see her natural beauty. You know, I don't care if girl wears makeup, but like, if you're always wearing makeup, dude, like, that's a red flag to me. It's like, dude, show show your confidence. Like, I'm with you because you have confidence, and I want you to show your confidence. Don't be hiding it behind like all that makeup. You know what I mean? Like I said, like makeup, like I have no issue with it, but like you're always wearing it, dude. I think that's an issue to me because like I want to see the real you. You know what I mean? I don't know if
Yeah,
that sounds offensive or not, but I want to see, their skin glow. I don't want to see, all the time them putting makeup on.
I guess so. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's like a red flag, but it's just something I would pick up on. Like, I don't know if it's a red flag. I feel like I would just tell them, hey, I don't want to. You don't have to wear makeup all the time to impress me or other people. I don't know if it's a red
Yeah.
flag, but I feel like it's just something I would just kind of bring up, but not like in a bad way. So, do you think it's a red flag if your girlfriend always goes through your phone?
Oh, 100%, dude. Like, if she's going through my phone, she probably doesn't trust me. If she doesn't trust me,
Yeah.
then why are we dating? Why is she going through my phone? Because she probably thinks I'm like hiding something. She probably thinks I'm doing something behind her back. One of those variables. But like if you're in a relationship, you should have like the utmost trust with your partner. You shouldn't be like just going through their phone. Like that's borderline psychotic.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just like it's not a good look, and like it's not healthy to be paranoid all the time. So no, it's definitely not good. So, do you think it's a red flag if your girlfriend expects you to pay for everything?
Um, it depends to me. So if it's just like going out on dates, I'd definitely be more than happy to pay. But if it's like she expects me to like pay for her gas and
Hmm.
stuff like that, pay for her groceries and
That might be
stuff.
a little too
If
far.
we're not living together or something, then you know, pay for her like post office fees. Uh, paying for like picking up on some of her bills. Like, oh, I can't really afford them. Can you think, baby, you can pay for my Wi-Fi bill, please? I'm like, dude, that's a red flag.
Yeah, I'd say it's a red flag. I think it's like, well, I don't know if it is like probably. I don't know how to elaborate on it though. I just think it's like they're like it depends on how far they go with it. So yeah, I agree with what
Okay,
you said.
so if you're in a relationship and your girlfriend like just randomly like sends you a text and is like, "Hey, can you cash at me $100 for gas?" You don't think that's a red flag?
No,
Like
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. No, like why do they need $100? First of all, like maybe like,
for gas, right?
yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's just like why.
Yeah, that's a red
I'm
flag.
not. I'm not even there. Like that's stupid. Yeah, no, it is a red flag.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Is it a red flag if your girlfriend is in a sorority?
Um.
I'm gonna say Well, I mean, I guess it depends. Like, I mean, like it depends
Yeah,
on
it
which one.
depends. It depends. It depends
Or like,
because
no, I would say
well,
which one, but like it's like how they act. Or I don't know how they act. It's just I don't know, man. Like that's a really hard question.
it depends. I think it's just one of those variables that it just there's a lot of factors and different variables that come into play with this because yeah, like you said, it depends on what sorority they're in, depends on what their motive is. Are they living on campus? Are they living on the floor? Like, just
Yeah.
too many different variables. But I keep my eye on them though. I don't know if it's a red flag though, but I keep my eye on them.
Yeah, I'd probably say I wouldn't say it's a red flag. I mean, personally, I mean like cuz I think it's like you're going to learn the same problems you had, whether they're in one or not. I mean, maybe you should, maybe like the ones they're involved in, or like how they're. I don't think it's actually. No, I should rephrase it. It's not the ones they're involved in. It's like how they're involved in it. I guess is a better way to put it. Or I don't know if that's a good way to put it. I just think I don't think it's bad. Honestly, it might be better for them to be in a sorority because maybe you'll be more active around each other more. But I don't know. I mean, if you're a fraternity, I guess it depends. I don't know. I think if you're in a fraternity, I don't think it's bad if your girl's sorority, but if you're just not and your girlfriend's in sorority, I think you should definitely be like more vigilant. But I don't know. It depends. It's really hard to like gauge that, honestly. So, do you think it's a red flag if your girlfriend uses too much profanity?
Honestly, man, like, yeah, because if they're especially if they're using like more like profanity than me, like, yeah, because especially like if I'm playing like basketball, if I'm playing video games with my friends, yeah, a few cuss words here and there, but like when I'm in public and stuff, I like to try and keep it, appropriate. I don't like
Yeah.
being vulgar in public or any of that. So if my girlfriend is using a lot of profanity, that's just a turn off to me. So yeah, I think that's a red flag.
Um, See, like, I don't think it's a red flag when you're just like casually talking or just like doing stuff. But if it's like they're like not being like if they're not being cordial or formal to other people and just like saying bad things all the time and not, I guess just not
Yeah,
being
yeah,
professional.
that's
If they're not,
if they have no
yeah.
filter, that's basically
If they're not professional, then yeah, it is a red flag. But if they know how to filter and like know when to like act like that, then I don't think it's a red flag. They just gotta know when to like. You just as a person, you just have to know when to filter it in and out. So is it a red flag if your girlfriend has a bad relationship with her parents?
I don't think it's a red flag, but I don't think the relationship will be heading in a good direction. Just
Yeah.
because like it's always good to be in a relationship where uh, everyone gets along, with you and their family and her and your family. But if she's not getting along with her family, then chances are her family's not going to like you. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
But just because she doesn't get along with her family, really like you won't really know about the family for a while. It just depends on who you're dating. But you could be dating a girl for like a month before she wants to introduce you to the family, and you guys could be dating. And she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, me and my family don't really get along." It's like I don't think that's really gonna like affect like your stance on the relationship. But that's just my opinion.
Um. No, I don't. I don't think it's a red flag. I mean, well, no, I don't think it's a red flag. But I think it's like more so like you should be aware of like why it's bad or like why it's that way, and maybe like I don't know. I mean, I'd say generally not a red flag. It's just if you get deeper into a
Yeah, I mean,
relationship, it is bad,
yeah,
or
that's
it
a
could
good
be
point. Like
seen as a problem.
reasons. Yeah, there could be like like abusive reasons or something that they don't get along. So yeah, that's definitely a good point.
Yeah. So nah, this is probably a red flag. But is it a red flag if your girlfriend wants your social media passwords?
1,000%. Um,
Yeah.
I I've experienced it. It's not healthy at all, and I'm telling myself since I've left that relationship that I will never give my passwords to any of my future girlfriends because, dude, why do you need my passwords? Why? Why? Like, legitimately, why? There's never been one logical reason for someone to want my password to my social media. Now my whole Facebook is wiped, right? My Instagram pictures are all wiped off this earth. My
Hmm.
my snap, I had to get like two different Snapchats, right? Because I was dumb and shared my password with my girlfriend at the time, and it did
Hmm.
nothing good for me, but caused me to make new social medias and screw me over in that phase. So I'm like, dude, it just creates a toxic culture, a toxic environment where they're constantly monitoring who you're looking up, who you're messaging, whose pictures you're liking, whose posts you're liking, who you're Snapchatting, who you're messaging. It's like, dude, and then they ask you, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But you're not messaging me. It's like, dude, what? Like, give me some space. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a whole toxic environment. It's not good. It's a huge red flag.
Yeah, I'd say it's a red flag. I don't like. There's no real reason for someone to like want access to all of your like information, and like you really shouldn't give your passwords to anyone. Honestly, like I mean, yeah, it's definitely a red flag, and it's like someone asks me that, like I'm just going to be like, no, like this is
Do
not going
not, yeah,
anywhere.
do not do it. Do not give your passwords to anyone, bro. It's not
No,
worth it.
it's dumb. Um, like I don't even give it to my mom. Like I'm not doing that, anyways. So like, let me see. Is it a red flag if your girlfriend ever posts you on social media?
So I guess this is gonna be a hot take, but to me, I don't think it is. I guess I feel like most people would probably say it is because they're not like showing that they're in a relationship. But I'm in the mindset of I kind of respect girls that do that because to me, moving forward, I think I'm gonna kind of move like that too. Like especially like on Instagram, I don't think I have to post pictures of my relationship. It's just an Instagram. It's just posting pictures of what I like to post, right? If I don't want to post
Yeah.
me with someone else, regardless if it's my girlfriend, wife, or whatever, then I don't have to post it. It should be posting what I want to post. I shouldn't be forced to post something that I don't want to post. I think that's why some girls, you see them not post their significant other, or they
Yeah.
don't have them like in their bio because they they probably don't feel obligated. They want to post what they want to post. If they don't want to post their boyfriend, I think that's totally normal. Like Instagram isn't a dating site. All right, it's not supposed
Hmm.
to be posting like you're if you're taken or not. You don't gotta put that. It's just some people do, some people don't. I don't think you have to be putting on social media. Oh yeah, in a relationship with this person since so and so. I don't think that's an obligation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Like my mindset's like I wouldn't want to have to put someone's at and like have to put them in every post I'm in. So like I don't feel like someone else should be obligated to that either. I mean, I think it's just kind of like toxic almost. It's like you have to post me, like I have to be on your feed. It's like no, you don't. Like I mean, you're a part of my life, but like I don't have to put you on my bio or like my
Yeah, exactly.
page to show me I like you. I mean, like like I mean, look, like, do we have a lot of pictures together? Like, probably not. But like when you're with friends or in relationships, you don't really think of it like that. Like you're not thinking like, oh, let's get something for Insta. Like, no, like you don't think like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do they need like
Like
your
I
friends
look,
like satisfaction? You know what I mean?
like I got like one or two pics with like my best friends, like people in my fraternity. Like we don't have a lot of pictures together because we're not thinking like that, right? Like I don't like our life isn't a freaking feed, Like let's just like live it out. Let's just like we don't have to like add each other and like say taken, like like just let me post or like express myself in my way.
Yeah,
So yeah,
some people think like, oh, if they don't post so and so, like the significant other, they're hiding. They're hiding the fact that they're in a relationship. It's like, no, no, like, dude, like people just like completely change the way like Instagram is. Like, if you don't have like your relationship status in your bio or you don't post
yeah,
like your significant other, you're instantly like you're moving weird, or like
yeah.
you're not showing your
Hmm.
significant other that you're loyal. It's like, what? It's just my Instagram. I'm gonna post when I want to post. If I want to post her, I'll post her. If I don't want to post her, then why do I have to feel obligated to post her? Why does she need to see my friends like a picture of me and her? Like, what's the point of that? There's no point in
I agree with that. So is it a red flag if your girlfriend has a snap score over 1 million?
that. It depends. Now if she's had that Snapchat account since sixth grade, because I know some people who've had those same accounts in sixth grade, then I don't think that's an issue because sixth grade was like 2013 for me. That's almost a decade, right? So I
Hmm.
don't think that's an issue. Now, if they, had a, you know, roughly new account that they made like a year or two ago and they have already 1 million, I think that's a bit of a problem because they're probably sending like snaps, like over 200 snaps a day to different people. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely keep my eye out.
I think it's a red flag personally. I just feel like, I mean, like, First of all, if you're like, who the frick does streaks in college? It's just kind of weird, in my opinion. Like, I mean, like, I haven't
Yeah.
done streaks since high school, and even then, like, I don't really streak that much. Like, I'm not gonna act like I have a high snap score, but to me, if it's like over 1 million, like 2 million, like that's too much. Like, first of all, how are you on your phone that much for just Snapchat? That's like you're addicted to that, and also it's just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I never really understood, like, why do you like, obviously you don't want a snap score of like 1K, but like, dude, like, why do you feel like you need to get like like, is it like a competition? Like, why do you need such a high snap score, dude? Like, I just use it to like DM people or like use group chats. Like, I don't really think of it like yeah, now obviously like some people like have natural streaks, like they just kind of like talk to every day. But like, if you're like sending good morning streaks, like, I think that's just kind of like, that's just
Get a
weird, dude.
life. Get a life at that point.
Like you're like 25, you're sending like good morning streaks. Like, dude, just stop. Like,
Sending an S on the screen.
like, can you, like, that's just cringe. Like, dude, like, you're in college. Like, you can't be doing that. I'm sorry. I don't want to call anyone out, but it's just, dude, like, just stop. Like, you're an adult. Okay. Like, this is too far. Anyways, that's my opinion. Is it a red flag if your girlfriend uses nicotine?
Oh, well. So usually, red flag just means like bad things. So to me, I think it is a red flag just because I don't want to be with like a nicotine fiend at all. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
be with anyone like who's smoking. What regardless if it's weed, they're hitting a jewel, they're just vaping. I know I don't want that, bro. I don't want to get secondhand
Yep.
smoke either.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
that's. I don't care if people, smoke or jewel or vape. I have friends who do that, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a girlfriend who does that. Stink up the whole house or gets like I get secondhand smoke. That's a no go for me.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of recent news of just tons of sad news of people, getting like horrible lung cancer from nicotine. It's like, dude, like this stuff is bad, bro. Like,
Yeah.
stop smoking.
I agree. I think it's just like, it's just a bad look. It's just like, it carries like a bad, like, it's not like when you walk into a place and it just smells like smoke, it just gives off a bad vibe. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just like, to me, it's like, I don't like nicotine. Like, like maybe if you vape a little bit, I don't have a problem, but it's like, I just don't like the smell of like just drugs. It just gives like a bad vibe, like a dependency. It's just, I don't like that. It's just too much to handle and like tackle. And like, I feel like it just, like, drugs in general just kind of compound other issues in your life you might be trying to avoid. So yeah, like, I don't like nicotine. I don't like when people use it. So, do you think it's a red flag if your girlfriend acts different around your friends?
Yeah. If she's like, you know, more outgoing or like flirtatious around my friends, then yeah, it's definitely a red flag. Or even if she's like, um, in some cases this has happened to me. You get around your friends and then she just like she doesn't want to talk to anyone but you. I was like, dude, yeah, that's definitely a red flag. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like, it's kind of like, it gives off like a weird vibe. Like, maybe you're living two different personalities, or it's like you don't feel open around my people. It's like, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's like, I don't like it when people act different than other people. Which, I mean, like, no, I mean, like, in certain settings, you have to filter yourself, like, act a little different. I get that, but I feel like it's just like when you're like a completely different person around like other people, it might give off a vibe of like you might not bond as much as you think. Like, maybe like the people you hang around with like aren't very similar, so like maybe it leads to other issues. Like, are you guys really compatible? Because often, like, your friends, the people you hang around with, can say a lot about yourself, and like if you work with these certain types of people. So yeah, I'd say it's a red flag if they act like completely different, like they're just a completely different person. So yeah, I agree with that.
We hope you guys enjoy this episode of the And One podcast. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
And one.